All right, praise and power, guys. It looks like they sent me, that was kind of different. YouTube sent me a message after I went live, and there was like a big message on the screen. I don't know if you guys could see that. Anywho, we're gonna go get right into our moment of harmony today. Looks like we're already getting started with some interesting kind of interference there, okay? Blessings. Happy Saturday. I am so happy to be here with you today. There's so much for us to get into, so much to discuss. I was very much down all week with the flu, and this is my second time getting really sick in a couple of, within like a month or two's time frames. And it really made me want to talk about a number of things with you today because it's going to be right in alignment, as always, with what we have going on today. But I wanted to give you the disclosure, in case my voice sounds a little bit funny, in case you can't hear me as clearly. I am still healing up, and I am still expressing some of that, getting some of that energy, just getting that energy out of me, right? That immunity attacking energy up out of here. But we will definitely get into that. Divine risings. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you both. Thank you. So I wanted to say, so we're going to get into that. But I also wanted to let everyone know that in our 32-week series, remember I said we have 2 weeks, we're at one of the last two. So today we're going to be getting into restorative moments. And then we have one more week left in this series. I'm so very excited about it. Thank you so much. We have less than a month left before our prayer and purge takes place. I am so in need of that in so many different ways. And I'm so excited to have this experience with you because, guys, we are going to transform. I just came off of a Facebook Live to just remind everybody of our prayer and purge, but to let everyone know this is about next chapter training, next chapter changes, next chapter transitions. We really are going into our prayer and purge. Losing weight, gaining great, okay? We're losing old baggage, moving towards our destinies, our purposes, our better selves. And I am so excited to have you all with us. Excuse me. I quoted a Facebook post that I saw this week that said, "This year I was strong. Next year I will be happy." I resonated with that post, and I'm saying, prayer and purge, it's going down. Your pain is on borrowed time. It's borrowing your past. It's borrowing your trauma. It's borrowing your fears. But oh, when we get into the environment, oh, when we get into our space, oh, when we touch and agree, it's going to be a shutdown, lockdown, game changer. So let us get into position for our prayer and purge 2023. Okay, so this week again, today's session, restorative moments. Y'all, I'm gonna get all up into these restorative moments today. Next week, I have some family obligations. We have some things we're going to be taking care of as a family, and I will not be present for a moment of harmony. So the next Saturday at 10, we won't have a moment of harmony, but I will make sure that I have postings and messages up for the page, for the subscribers, so that you all are aware of the reminders, and also that we get some healing while we are in restorative and in that place. When I come back, we're going to be in the last episode of this series entitled Victorious Moments. So we're in a series, a 32-week series called A Matter of Moments, and we're closing out on week 32 with victorious moments. So restorative moments today, a break next week, coming back on that following week, and I'll get that date for you. And we're having Victorious. Now, Victorious Moments, I have a number of surprises for you as we close out of this series and graduate to our next series in the Moment of Harmony umbrella, under the Moment of Harmony umbrella. We have so much healing in store. We have so much coming together and collective restoration in store. I congratulate you. I appreciate you. And I honor your contribution and your consistency as we've grown, as we continue to heal. So thank you, love, and light to you all. Okay, now let's get into restorative moments today. We're getting into restorative moments. Our restorative moments, I think, they're vital now more than they've ever been, at least for me. I know that this, like I said, strange times. I just came out of my Facebook live, and I was just thinking, like, we're really in some strange times right now. Strange times as it pertains to health, as it pertains to love, reality, as it pertains to just humanity. I think humanity is experiencing a shift and a strangeness of reality right now. And I think it's more important in my time frame, in my lifetime, at least as far as I've come in 2 months from 37, in my 36 years, of really needing to restore, recharge, plug in, be connected to a source, be connected to healing. I'm saying that I want us to have the tools as Moment Harmony engagers, as supporters, as a family. Let us have our tools of restoration. Ashe Mama. Let us have our recharge on fleek because we're going to need it. And like I keep expressing, I know I have been needing it more than I've ever needed it. I have been needing to get up and get back. That get up and moving forward, keeping it moving, the hustle, the struggle, the movement, it is not working. It is no longer working for me. It is not conducive. Yes, I have to make things happen. Yes, I have to create. Yes, I have to produce. But I must first restore. That whole part is like being carved out. It's being taken away from our living, our thriving, our routine, our day. Restore. I'm needing to restore more frequently. I'm needing to restore more presently and more intentionally. So we are going to get into restorative moments because for some of us, it is no longer an option. For some of us, it is no longer a privilege, a luxury. For some of us, restoration is becoming life or death for us. It needs to be a part of who we are, and the importance of it has to be actualized, have to be realized before we are destroyed. We are destroyed. We are damaged beyond repair because we've gone so long without repairing regularly. So we are going to get into restorative moments. Today in restorative moments, we are going to be talking about depletion and damage, which is a major requirement for restoration and something we're silently facing regularly as a collective. We as a people, we as men and women of the times, we are facing depletion and damage silently and without repair, without balance. Then we're going to talk about also restoration versus replacing. Restoration versus replace. And then we're going to close out this moment canceling transactional training. Yes, y'all. Transactional training that we all are familiar with, that we all have come accustomed to in this society, excuse me, especially a capitalistic society, and that we are going to get rid of because it is draining us in background noise. It is draining us when we aren't even aware of it. We're going to get some restoration in today, guys. So, depletion versus, I'm sorry. Y'all, I was nervous with getting live today because of all the things still going on with my body. Excuse me. I'm still healing. Thank you for your mommy mercy. Thank you for your mercy on just me. I'm very grateful. But I am still healing, and definitely the more that I'm talking, getting up, being mobile, and moving around, I'm seeing that the healing is real. So, we are talking about depletion and damage. Two major components to the need of restoration. Restoration. Being depleted, being damaged on astronomical levels. Excuse me. I wish I could pause this real quick. I'm feeling so. And when I say astronomical levels, I'm saying astronomical levels because we are overlooking depletion and damage that is happening as continuous withdrawals and on a regular basis. We're overlooking it, and it's causing the amount of depletion and damage to grow unnoticed. It's causing our depletion and damage to grow unnoticed. It's dangerous. Much like I feel like this immunity attack we've had on us for the past couple of years, happening so subtly, so frequently, and so much normalizing itself as a part of our norm or our day or our reality that it is dangerous. It's dangerous, and it can easily grow unnoticed. And people will chalk it up as something they're familiar with because of their exposure to it. It's happening with us on an energetic level. It's happening with us, excuse me again, on a spiritual level. Depletion and damage at alarming rates. Guys, we are constantly, and I know we are hearing this throughout one moment to the next because it is continuously happening and it is causing us to lose it. I'm having personal healing sessions with individuals. I am watching and experiencing individuals on social media as well as in real life and in real time. And we are losing ourselves. We're losing our minds at a rate that is now considered normal because our depletion and our damage are out of control. We are not restoring. We are not restoring ourselves. We are not restoring our minds. We are not restoring our marriages. We aren't restoring our relationships with our children and our sisters and ourselves and our brothers, our communal relationships, our working relationships. We aren't restoring them. We're allowing them to take hits. Our health, our sanity, our frustration, we're allowing our beings, our realities to take hits, face exposures, become compromised, and we aren't restoring them regularly. We're taking vacations every now and again. We're going to church or religious or spiritual renewal sessions and institutions occasionally. We are tapping into what's happening to us and what's going on with us in trauma and during an extreme event. And we aren't restoring at the rate of depletion and damage, and the ratio is raping our reality. The ratio, the imbalance of the ratio is raping us of peace and life in our realities. Depletion and damage, they're happening continuously. We're letting things go. We're letting things roll off of our back. We're letting things slide, but we're seeing it. We're feeling it. It's in our coming through our car radio. It's coming through our mobile devices. It's coming through. We're seeing it at work. We're seeing it at home. We're watching it on TV. Our children are bringing home their experiences. And we are having constant depletion and damage, real damage, messages to us, radiation around us, energy interference, and we're not restoring accordingly. We're not restoring accordingly. It's hurting us. It is causing us to mutate. That's what I've been trying to convey. We're mutating as a humankind. We're mutating as a generation. We're mutating as a beingness of individuals, of collective. And it's because we aren't restoring. We aren't restoring. Not regularly, not healthily, not intentionally, not consistently. But guess what is consistent? The exposure, the infiltration, the aggression, the push, the force. It's constant. It doesn't miss a beat. The attack on our immunity and our sanity. It's not breaking. Therefore, our restoration must now be routine. It must be a part of the everyday, every moment movement. Now, many of us are saying, well, Mama Harmony, you got this all wrong. I am restoring. I am doing my working out. I am praying and meditating. I'm doing things. I'm going to the gym a certain amount of times a week, or, I am getting up I'm doing my poetry, or my journaling, or whatever it is that brings you restoration. And I wanted to say, I appreciate any effort you put towards restoration, because a restoration of yourself is going to create an energy of global restoration. And it's going to push us in a direction that we need to be in. So many of us are going to say, I'm restoring. I am having restorative moments. And I'm going to say that a lot of us are replacing negative energy with other energies and are confusing it for restoration. What I mean by that is, when you restore, so it's not something you've done. Imagine charging your phone. Plug it in. You charge it, you get 100%. You'll have to do that depending on how frequently you use your phone. You'll have to do that probably before the day is out again. There is no I charged my phone earlier, or you ate a big meal, and then you're probably going to have to do that depending on how active you are, how often you utilize your body within that 24 hours. You'll probably have to do that about 2 more times in that day, because there is no, I ate, I restored my body. No, I did restore it. I did that earlier. I did that yesterday. Restoration doesn't work like that. That's my point. Restoration does not work periodically. Restoration is continuous, it is consistent, or it is counterproductive. Hey, DJ, run that back. Restoration is continuous, it is consistent, or it is counterproductive. It's null and void. You actually spent more energy trying to restore than bringing balance to what you have to do. Many of us are doing occasional plugins, and it is causing continuous depletion and damage to us mentally, physically, spiritually. That's not conducive. Then, again, I want to get into restoration versus replacing. Many of us are saying that we are restoring, but we are really just replacing negative experiences. When you have a negative experience that causes hyperaction in your spirit, in your immune system, in your chakras, in your energies, you are wanting to replace that energy. It doesn't feel good. You want to get rid of the way that feels. You want to get rid of the reaction it's having on you. It's harming you, your desire for food or love, nourishment, nurturing, activity, normalcy, right? It's damaging those things. And so now you want to replace that energy. And we'll say that we've restored ourselves because we went to get a massage. Really, we've replaced a negative experience. We'll say that we restored ourselves, and many of us are using toxic replacements. We're using drugs in the place, intoxicating ourselves with drugs or alcohol or tobacco, or we're using things to replace a negative experience and calling it restoration because it has falsely released endorphins or other energies that make us believe we're getting better when really we're getting distracted. Things to make us believe we're getting better when really we're getting distracted because we've only replaced, we haven't restored. That gets old. Replacing over restoring gets old. Replacing old friends with new negative friends, it's not restoration. Replacing a old non-functioning relationship with a still relationship beneath your means, beneath your worth, that's not restoration. Replacing with addictions, it's not restoration. Taking a old negative behavior, pattern, experience, reality, and replacing it with something that makes you forget about it, feel better about it, move away from it, it's not restoring. Restoring is not about moving away from, it's more about becoming. If you are truly restoring yourself, y'all gonna get tired of me saying this, but this is what it is. If you are truly restoring yourself, it does not have an external factor connected. meaning the way that you are feeling, the way that you are reinvigorated, remotivated, energized, inspired. It doesn't mean that nothing internal, that there wasn't anything internal that catapulted, connected, or moved you, but there is nothing external that you are feeling when you're restored. I'm not licking the icing off this cake like, that's some good healing. That's some good restoration. That feels good to my soul. I guarantee you that if you can use your five senses, hear, smell, taste, feel, what am I missing? See. If you can use your five senses in your method that you're using for healing, you're probably replacing. Because that sixth sense is being. That's when you've graduated to restoring. Restoring your mind. Restoring your thoughts. Restoring your body. Restoring your beingness. Restoring your faith. Restoring your health. Restoring your strength. Restoring your focus. That, my dear, my love, my loves, is not going to be external. No external connection. No external connection. I can listen to my jazz, my meditative music. I can meditate. I'm going to do my yoga. I can pray. I can get cuddled up. I talk about this all the time. I can connect to the things, my compliment. I can call my girls. I can hook up and do some African dance. I can do things that bring about a freeing energy. But my restoration will be what is recharging me internally. Many of us know that a phone needs external recharging. We must have an outlet. There are many of us who have gotten into panic mode because our battery life is low and we don't see an outlet. And then some of us have had to walk around with the extreme despair of a dead phone. If you need an outlet to restore, meaning if you must have something external to charge yourself, you will die from time to time. If you must plug into something external, you could be in a situation, in a season, in a storm, in a day where you're in a place that there are no available outlets. That works for phones, TVs, iPods. It's not good for humans. We must have a constant connection to a power source that doesn't require a plug-in. We must have a Wi-Fi, if you will, of positivity. How do we obtain that? What's around us must be God, so that what's within us is always connected. Y'all, please forgive me again. Y'all, it is so unladylike. Y'all, everyone that knows me know I'm big on ladylike. I am big on manners. I was born in Baltimore, but I was raised in Georgia. I am what you call a crabby peach. And I am big on my ladylike, y'all. Sorry about all that. Okay, we're working through it. We're getting there. In order to restore, over replace, know that you cannot replace divine energy. Nothing will fill the seat of divinity. Nothing will take the place of divinity. Nothing will have the reaction or the results of divine connection. So if you've had a bad experience and you've been able to turn it around with another external experience, if it wasn't coming from a divine connection, it's not going to restore you long enough. It's not going to restore you strong enough. Okay, we're going to get ready to get out of this moment, guys. I don't want this to be a very long moment. Like I said, I am still healing. I do want us all to be so cognizant. Please be cognizant of what's happening. When I tell y'all I'm not a sickly person, and all of my life, even growing up, I'm one of 7. My mom has 7 children. I'm one of 7, and y'all know that one gets sick, the whole house gets sick. I was one, maybe 2 of us in the bunch, just don't get sick. We were not sickly. My mother was big on our health. She was big on healthy lifestyles, healthy living. We had so much strict stipulations around how we could and could not operate. There was not a lot of sickliness going on with us. And that carried over into my entire life. Healthy, strong pregnancies. 5 healthy, vibrant, strong, life-producing pregnancies. I'm well. The Creator has blessed me to be a overall well individual in health, in mind, body, soul, and spirit. It's a blessing to be experiencing as much immunity compromisation or the attack on my immune system and those around me that we've been experiencing. We're in a time of stop playing, okay? We're in a time where the attacks on our health is a real thing. It's not in the past, and it's not also subsiding anytime soon. It is being threaded into society as a natural, normal thing. It is to be expected, it is to be dealt with, and then we are to keep it moving. Y'all better restore. You better stay and get connected, get and stay. You better be and do, because the attack of immorality, the attack of disease, and counter divinity production is growing unnoticed. It's growing unnoticed. Okay. Get up on your restoration, guys. Get up on your peace. Get up on your love. Most importantly, get up on God. And whatever you call him, Ra, Allah, Buddha, get up on your God. Get up on your divine power. Get up on your divine energy. Restore. Okay. Lastly, before we get up out of this moment, in order to minimize the damage and depletion that is so rampantly running throughout our lives, running and readily running throughout our realities, we are going to have to cancel transactional training. We must cancel transactional training. Why? What do I mean by canceling transactional training? Okay, we live in a capitalistic society. Cash moves everything around me. Was that Biggie? That was a rapper. Cash moves everything around me, runs everything around me. It's real. Cash runs our politics, our healthcare systems, our educational systems, our nonprofit. It. We live in a capitalistic society. There is no mistaking about that, right? That's not news to any of us. We have adopted, because we have moved through such a society, because we have grown in such a society, we have adopted a transactional existence. We have adhered to transactional training. And what I mean by that is that we only give to get, and we only get to have. We only give to get, we only get to gain. And not positive gains, to have, to hoard. And that is because we have been taught, we have acclimated ourselves. Ashe. Method man. Oh, thank you. Cash moves everything. There you go. Ashe, mama. We have acclimated our souls. Really more so quieted them than acclimated them. But we have made them obedient to wealth over wellness, and they have adhered. Our lives, our families, we reflect our health. It reflects wealth over wellness in this transactional training. What we possess over over our purpose, our possessions over our purposes, or over our purpose, over who we are, over what we are. What we have over what we are is running, it's ruling, and it's ravishing us. Spiritually, it's destroying us. Mentally, physically, it's diminishing us. We must cancel transactional training. My life is what I get. Your life is what you are. No, my life is what I have. And therefore, I am chasing the need to have. I'll never stop running. I'll never stop running through these 24 hours that now are a hamster wheel that I'll run through because my life is what I have. We can't restore like that. Because if our lives are what we are, then we won't run like crazy people outside. We'll focus more on how we're running inside, meaning our systems, our nervous systems, our digestive systems, our spiritual systems and alignments. But if it's transactional, we'll run the clock, but we won't run the spirit. We'll run the clock and won't run the body. We'll run it into the ground if we continue to maintain the transactional training mindset. What do you have to give? What do you have to give? That's what makes you important. As a mother, as a father, as a husband, as a wife, as a mate, as a lover, as a sister, as a brother, as an employee, as a boss, as a mayor, as an officer, and anything. This society says, what do you have to give? And it is causing us to give everything in order to be loved, seen, heard. It's transactional. The question on our lives are not what do you have to give in life? Who are you in life? Who are you? Your love, your accolades, your greatness, your connections should be about who you are, not what you are or what you have. But this transactional training is draining. The transactional training is draining. It's killing us. We're showing up for the wrong reasons, for the wrong things, and we're getting nothing that we actually need in return. We cannot restore like that. You cannot give everything you are and everything you have, everything inside of you, in imbalance to all things to get. I should be able to just connect with you. I should be able to just connect with you, stand next to you, talk to you, be with you, collaborate with you. And it grows me instead of having to let you plug into me, drain from me, and it depletes me. My transactional training will teach me that I must let you plug in. The kids can plug in here, work can plug in here, honey can plug in here, the homies can plug in here, my obligations can plug in here, my truths and my talents and my gifts, they can plug in here. And then everyone can just take what it is they need, because that's what makes me great, is that I give. I'm saying, done pulled my hair. Ouch. Unplugging. You know how they wake up in the hospital? Take it off. Get this off. Unplugging, because it's not about that I'm giving. It's about that I'm living. It's not about that I'm giving. It's that I'm here. It's giving here. The fact that I am here holistically means that naturally, right? When the sun shows up, the sun does a job that it's supposed to do. We don't require that the sun do any more than we know that it does. We require that the sun give light, warmth, vitamin, right? Sustenance. And the sun does that because it is, not because we ask of it, not because we'll give to it if it gives to us. The sun does that because it naturally is in its divine order and place to do that. With interruption and with interference of the naturalness of its greatness, it then becomes dysfunctional. And that's how we get in climate change. And the climate change issues that we have is because now we're interfering with the naturalness of beauty, of give and take, of life, the balance of just breathing and exchanging. We've become transactional. And until we cancel transactional training, restoration, having restorative moments will be a thing of mythology, will be a far away dream and goal that we're always trying to get to, dying and depleting in the meantime. That's not what I want for us. That's not what I want for myself. That's not what I want for you. That's not what I declare over future generations of my seed. That's not what I declare over the future generation of mankind and divine entity, energy, and beingness. We're going to change this thing. We're going to change this thing one moment at a time. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Please keep in mind that next Saturday at 10, there will not be a Moment of Harmony live YouTube. I will have something posted in the channel so that we all are reminded and have a little good of love energy going on at that time frame. But due to some family obligations, I will not be here for our Moment of Harmony at 10 on Saturday. Next Saturday coming up, that is December the 16th. But that following December, back up into place with a great and grand final session of this series, A Matter of Moments, and so many surprises in store for you for that last show. So do not miss tuning in. So I'm going to say, what is that? That's the 19th. What's that Saturday going to be? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20. So I think that's the 24th. Is that Christmas Eve? I think that Saturday that I'll be back is going to be Christmas Eve, which is going to make this so fun because that means we're going to have some days off and times to do. Yep, the 24th, yes. So the 24th, I'll be back with the victorious moment. It's going to be the last session of this series before we graduate to our new series, and I have some great surprises in store for that show. Be here. I love you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love, light, and great blessings for your moments. You know what? I almost forgot to let everyone know. Hey, if you're still here, the prayer and purge is on the way. We're less than a month away from from our 2023 prayer and purge. Get those reservations in. Registrations, I'm sorry. Reserve your registration. Get the registration in for that prayer and purge 2023. We are going to be in person. We are going to touch and agree over 2023.